In the tranquil land of Judea, there was a young boy named David. The young boy David spent his days and nights in the fields, among the sheep, but his heart belonged to more than just the green hills. David possessed a sensitive soul and a strong faith. He was the youngest of 8 brothers and lived in the town of Bethlehem. David wasn't just any boy. He had a special job looking after his father's sheep and making sure no harm came to them. It wasn't an easy job, especially when danger lurked. The night was cool. The hills whispered peace.
My God, you have been so good to me.
Suddenly, a rustle, a growl, a lion crept from the shadows. David grabbed his sling without fear.
Get back, you lion!
With a prayer on his sling and a stone in flight, David struck, and the lion fled. David knelt, heart racing, and whispered,
Thank you, Lord, for helping me.
Lions and bears often tried to snatch the sheep, but David was brave. With only his staff and sling, he fought them off, protecting his flock. David loved playing his lyre. He played so beautifully that even the birds stopped to listen. Before the sunrise painted the sky, a wise man named Samuel visited David's house. The prophet Samuel, following God's command, had come to choose the next king of Israel from Jesse's sons. But one after another, none of them were the chosen ones. Samuel asked Jesse,
Do you have any other sons?
David was surprised to be called back from the pasture, his body still smelling of earth and sheep. He looked small and a little dusty compared to his brothers. And then Samuel saw David, a boy with an ordinary appearance, but whose eyes shone with sincerity and hidden courage. God said to Samuel,
This is the one. Anoint him.
For he looks at the heart, not outward appearances. And then, small, dusty David stepped forward.
Young man, what is your name?
I'm David, sir.
Samuel smiled.
God has chosen you to be king, not because of strength, but because of your heart.
Me? But I'm just a shepherd boy.
God uses the weak to show his strength.
Oil trickled down David's forehead, like sunlight melting into the earth. Meanwhile, in a valley not too far away, a huge problem was growing. The Israelite army faced a terrifying threat: Goliath, the Philistine giant with a massive body and a shout that shook the valley. He was taller than any man and stronger than any bear. He mocked the Israelite army and challenged anyone to stand and fight him, but everyone was too afraid. A giant's roar.
Send a man to fight me!
The soldiers shrank. Fear clung to the valley. Days later, David carried bread and cheese to his brothers on the battlefield, witnessed this cowardice, and heard the blasphemous words against God. He could not remain silent. Despite being young and without a warrior's armor, David confidently stepped forward, volunteering to face Goliath. David's heart blazed.
Who is this giant that dares mock our God?
King Saul and the generals were astonished and worried.
When lions and bears came, God saved me. He will save me now.
The king gave David armor, but it was too heavy. So David decided to only use his sling, and with 5 smooth stones and faith sharper than any sword, David stepped into the valley where giants dared to tread. The giant sneered.
Am I a dog that you send a child?
David planted his feet.
You come with a sword and spear. I come in the name of the Lord.
As Goliath moved into attack, David took a stone, put it in his sling, and swung it with all his might. The stone flew through the air, and hit Goliath right in the forehead. Goliath fell to the ground, and David won. David's bravery showed that no matter how small you are, you can overcome big challenges with faith and courage. And that young boy, David, would go on to be one of the greatest kings of Israel.
Thank you for joining us on this journey of faith. If you believe these Bible stories can touch hearts, please leave a kind comment, and share this video with your loved ones. Don't forget to subscribe to Bible Adventures, where we bring God's Word to life through epic, heartfelt animations for kids and families alike. May you and your family always walk in God's blessings and peace.